There we go. Wait, that's not the agenda. Here we go. So we're going to start. So my name is David Kelly. This is Interact, Seattle's designer developer interaction group. And for those of you who are new, our whole thing is about user interaction. It's not about Adobe or Microsoft, although we drink a lot of Microsoft Kool-Aid around here. It's about building better user interfaces. So today, as you guys know, our topic is we're going to be looking at Catalyst from Adobe. And we were going to do Expression Blend, but it appears that Adam Kinney has been talking. Oh, hey! We thought someone maybe knocked you off there. Are you worried? You're scared? No. That's your secret. This is for you. Adam is our man. So this is also our 1-year anniversary. We've been doing this for a year. I think that we only missed 1 month when we got kind of snowed out. Come on in, have a seat. And we finally got a sign now. Ariel did the design on that. And so we're like an official organization now. We have a sign. And we're working on a style guide. And it looks like we'll have another Interact group that we're working with in Toronto. So that kind of makes us international. In a North America-centric sort of way. So we thought about doing birthday cake. Apparently there's some fire regulations around fire and birthday. As to Interact, if you guys are interested in participating, we are looking for help. There's lots of stuff that we're trying to accomplish, and we certainly could use the help. So if you're interested in that, I have some cards in the back of the room. Grab a card and send me an email, call, whatever. There's a soda pop back there if you don't know. Oh, and one important thing. We have a tradition here that we have this Kool-Aid jug right here, right? So since we're trying to be technology agnostic, if anyone, like Adam, not that Adam would, but if he were to be too much, a little bit doing the Microsoft Kool-Aid thing, we pour him a glass of Kool-Aid. Or anyone else, if they're a little bit too much into the Kool-Aid, we pour them a glass. So to just, it's not about the Microsoft Kool-Aid or the Apple Kool-Aid or the Java Kool-Aid or the other different kind of Kool-Aid we talked about there. But so we want to stay away from that. So that's our tradition, and hopefully Mattoon will be here with some swag. Not sure where he is. Maybe someone knocked him off too. And with that, I guess I would like to Eric, you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, we really appreciate you showing up tonight. It's great to see everybody here, and we want to make sure that you have an avenue to get information. And so there's LinkedIn groups. We want to encourage you. We have a LinkedIn group to join that. If you go to our website, please sign up to join the mailing list. We're working on developing more robust and mature experiences, but for now we want to make sure we collect your information so we can communicate with you, keep you updated on next month's meeting topics, and hopefully have some interaction through email as well. So please go to LinkedIn, join the group, go to our website, click on the join mailing list.
We also have a Facebook group.
And a Facebook group. So whatever your mode is, whatever you like, Twitter, whatever it is you like, go there and join so we can communicate with you. Thanks.
Oh, and also, as the volunteers, we're looking to start a Silverlight SIG and an Adobe-centric SIG that's separate from the main group to talk about more technical stuff about Adobe and Silverlight specific. So if you're interested in helping with that, let us know. We really love it. And with that, I would like to introduce my two friends, Ryan Stewart from Adobe. He's the ultimate Adobe guy, and Adam Kinney, who is also two of the best speakers that I know of, and they've agreed graciously to talk jointly about what we're going to see on the screen here. With that, it's all you guys. Questions?
Did you mention something about Adobe SIG and Silverlight SIG?
Yeah, so a SIG is a special interest group. So some people here are developers, some people are designers, some people are information architects, but we're all interested in user experience and building user experiences. However, if I'm going to do a really technical, in-depth session on using, power tools or NVVM and esoteric engineering design patterns in Silverlight, that might not really fit into this whole thing very well. And so we want to be able to help the more technical aspect of whatever it is we're doing. And since most people appear to, or we have a large group of people that seem to be interested in Adobe, a large people that are in Silverlight and so forth, we want to help those groups by providing some more special interest groups. So that's what that is. So with that, it's all you guys.
All right, thank you very much. So I'm going to start, and then Adam's going to follow up, but I'm sure you will interrupt me judiciously during our presentation.
Yes.
So how many of you guys, first off, are there any Microsoft employees other than Adam here? Okay. Wow! Any other Adobe employees that I don't know about here? No, I'm the only one? A lot of buildings in Bellevue that have Microsoft's name on them, so I always like coming to Bellevue. I feel secretive and kind of like a little rebel down here. So I'm a platform evangelist for Adobe, and I'm going to talk about kind of Adobe's general workflow stuff. And then we're going to talk about the new tool we've got, we're going to help plan your workflows, and then finally we're going to dive into a sort of in-depth demo of Flash Catalyst and talk about some of the things that we're doing on the user experience side that mostly revolve around the Flash platform, but also kind of higher level user experience stuff in terms of building these interactive applications with a great design and great user experience. Adobe has kind of a unique community, I think. Obviously, we're traditionally a design company. Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign. Those are the things that Adobe is very well known for, and arguably most designers have to know those tools to become designers, kind of the baseline. Then when we acquired Macromedia, we got some kind of hybrid designers and developers. People who grew up with Flash or were using Dreamweaver, who still had a very good design sense. Macromedia was still very much a design company, but it started to dabble a little bit in the developer side of things. So kind of the hybrid designer-developer, the diviner, whatever you want to call it. A lot of those people came with the Macromedia acquisition. And then the Flex framework came along. And the Flex framework predated the acquisition of Macromedia and Adobe, but it really catered to the hardcore coding developers, kind of like the .NET developers or Java developers out there. So Adobe has all these different groups of people at varying levels of the spectrum between designer and developer, and that results in a lot of tools. I don't think we have as many products as Microsoft does, but when our products basically are designer and developer products, think about those two categories, we have a lot of tools for those people, maybe too many tools. But it leads to a lot of those tools have grown up and evolved over time to meet specific needs for specific types of people. And one of the things we're going to talk about today, of course, is the designer-developer workflow, or kind of the evolution of a project from the design stage to the development stage, or vice versa. But I think it's a little bit short-sighted in a lot of ways. And one of the things that I want to kind of put a context on before I dive into the demo is how Adobe looks at tools. And one of the ways that we do that is we think about not only the evolution of a project from designer to developer, but also the evolution of the designer and the developer throughout many projects or throughout a career. Each one of our tools is kind of a stepping stone to other tools that you can specialize a little bit. So what do I mean by that? Well, I'll start with the designer. And I like to use animals as opposed to the sort of regular girl developer or girl designer, so you don't, no stereotypes here. It's my peacock designer, so bear with me for a minute. What? Exactly, it's cute, right? It's good. I should have dressed up like peacock. So the Adobe designer traditionally come from the static world. They're doing a lot of print work, or a lot of kind of Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign work. Stuff that will be shown to someone on a billboard, maybe on a website. Basically the core design tools, those three design tools are the ones where most people start with design. Right? You can do a lot of good creative damage with Photoshop and Illustrator. But as you get to more complex and different kinds of projects, Photoshop and Illustrator don't cut it. You can't really do video in Photoshop or Illustrator, right? And so one of the things that Adobe's goal is with our tools is to let designers specialize and evolve. This is a designer-designer workflow, is what I call it. So if you're looking at maybe a video design, right, you're going to move into Premiere, then After Effects. On the website, you're going to maybe move from Illustrator to Fireworks, then on the Dreamweaver, from Flash to Flash Catalyst to Flash Builder, which is our developer tool,